This is Lee with 82 Gaming 12. We're on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75. And we are in the 0630 turn. The French have finished their activation. And now we are activating the Russian units. Got a route counter here. I don't know what happened. Where it's supposed to go. So the Russians had a few units here that routed. Infantry unit there belonging to the 6th Corps. And over here we had a leader and the 1st Guard of the 3rd Corps and another guard unit of the 3rd Corps. And let's see here, there's Kutuzov. Okay, so we have to check command, and I didn't do a very good job with that with the French, but so here's Kutuzov, and he has a command range of 7. So we have to trace his line of command to the 2 army commanders. So we have over here, we've got migration right here. And of course, he's within range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. And then Barclay was wounded, and so he's out. He got carried to the rear. So the 1st Army is going to have to check their obedience. Well, first off, they've got to check they're going to have to check obedience because they don't have their army commander. So that means that each of the corps have to check their obedience. So I think it'd be easier just to check them when we get to them instead of checking them right now. We can check them as we move along. So we can look to see if we have any charges that we want to perform. And I don't think we're going to have any due to the terrain. We're not going to be able to do any charges over here in the woods. It's going to have to what happen in the any open area, which there's not a whole lot of, except unless you get over here to the north side of the battle in this area. So we won't have any charges to take a look at. So the next thing would be movement. So we'll start with the First Army, and they're going to be on the north side of the map here. And so we're going to go right down here. Platoff is here. And so we can roll on his obedience to find out if he will do anything. And so he has a 5. So I rolled a 2. So they're going to be able to move. They're in road column. And he's got a range of only 2. But his units are all within that range. He's here. 1, 2, and then 1 back to here. So they're all in range. So that's only going to cost half a movement point. And then if they decide they want to change formation, it's going to cost 2. So they've got a movement of 7. I don't know that they can be stacked together, though. I don't know that you can do that. Let's see. Where does it talk about road movement? There it is, page 17. It doesn't say. Okay, so I guess these are big enough hexes. So they want to move toward Eugene's Eugene, his core over by Borodino. So that's half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and then come out of road march, cost 2, so that's 4. And then 5, 6, 7 to go into line. And then this one does the same thing. So half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and of course it moves in there with that one. So they're no longer in road march. All right, same thing here. We're going half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 5.5. And they've got a movement of 6. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. And horse artillery. Cost 2. Three, 3.5, and then they can change 5.5. So they're facing that way. That's what I'm talking about in the dealing with the hex sizes, is you don't have enough space to put units the way that they say you can put them. So it's frustrating. Okay, so they're out of road column. All right, and then plate off this unit. So half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 3. You're gonna stop there. 3, 4, 5, out of road column. 4, 5. 6. He'll stop right there with this other unit. And then the last one, half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. Oops, didn't see that, did you? So Platoff and those two units, cavalry units, went there, and then this one went there, and they're out of roll column. All right, so next, let's take care of this unit down here. Uvarov, he's only got an obedience of 2. And I rolled a 4, so that means they're not going to do anything. They just stay put. Okay. So let's see here. What do we got here? Bagovat. Bagaboo. He's only got a obedience of 2. Rolled a 3, so he's not doing anything. Third Corps. These guys. Wonder how come they're over here. Well, they're part of Kukarov's guys, but for some reason, oh no, that's 3rd Cavalry. So that's Kreutz. Okay, so he's got a obedience of 3. Rolled a 4, so he's not going to do anything. Doktorov, 4th Corps. Before we do that, let's go back here to, let's see, yeah, we need to go right here to Corf. Okay. He's got an obedience of 3. He rolled a 2, so he'll move up his units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Over to there. 1, 2, 3. He'll move up there with them. They just moved to here. And then this unit will move up behind right there. And maybe he should have went on, tried to go across, maybe he come back this way. He's on the wrong side of the river. Let's see. We got Doktorov.
Unknown caller.
So here's Doktorov. So he's got an obedience of 4. Okay, so he passed. So he can actually move if he wanted to move anybody. He wants to put these guys in line right there. And he's going to move this unit up to here, go into line, so they can move 1 and then 2 to switch. That cost all of their movement. So he'll just stay right there. So let's take a look at, let's see. That guy, he is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's too far away from Bagration. So he's actually out of command. Rafsky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's out of command. But so we got Constantine back here. Let's do something with him first. He's got an obedience of 3. I rolled a 6, so they're not going to do anything. What is this guy doing back here? Well, that's the one that was routed. Okay. All right, so they don't do anything. Then we go back here to the artillery reserve. Kutayasov has a obedience of 4. I rolled a 6, so they're not going to go. CR. Oh, that's part of 5th Corps. Who's 5th Corps? Oh, that's part of Constantine, so they're not moving. They already failed their activation or obedience. Let's see what the rest of these guys back over here. They're all going to be in command, or should be. Well, these 2 guys back here won't be. They've got we've got these two units back here, they can only move half a movement point, which is just like 1 hex. So we're going to move them right there. And then this guy here's got 2. Infantry column, that's +1. They can move one right there. And let's see here. Neverovsky. Neverovsky. Okay. He only has a range of 1. So he can put these guys in command right here, but not these guys. So these guys front guy's going to turn to line. Okay. And then these guys here will have to roll for obedience. They roll a 5, so they don't get to do anything to move those guys. All right, so migration here. These guys can only move 2. That would be 2 to get into there. This guy goes with him. And then migration, he's going to move over here. To Graf. Right there. He's within range. So he's going to change to line and turn right there. His cavalry will move in. And he's going to be prepared to lead that cavalry on a reaction charge. And so then these two units, this one's going to turn like that. This one's going to go to line and turn to face the enemy there, like so. And so that's what it looks like there. And let's see here. That takes care of the movement phase. Then we have the rally phase, and that will be rallying units that are marked with a green marker. So we look across here, we don't have one on the Russian side. We've got some that have blue ones, but on the French side we do have. There's the green route marker right there. And they have a leader, so we can take that off. I don't think we even have to roll. I think you can just if they have a commanding leader unit with them. All right. Next, fire combat phase. So we have the non-phasing fire step. So let's start with that. So this unit will be firing here. Oh, that's a cavalry unit, so they can't fire. So and let's see here what it says about. Let's see. So the first one we're going to have is right here. So he'll be firing right there. This unit's in woods. They're also in column. He's only going to have a starting strength of 1 because he's in column. So we got a -1 because he's in woods. So that is going to be ineffective. But the target's in column. So that's a +1. So we're going to be a strength of 1. And that's the 33rd division. I've got a strength of 8. So a 4 is going to be ineffective. Next. Firing here against those guys. Again, that's strength of 1, and they are in just clear hex. It's the 15th light. Strength of 6. 3, nothing. The other unit there is firing. This guy, he does not get the benefit of the fleshes, nor they're both on the same hill rise, so still considered the front, and they're in column, so it's going to be a strength of 2. And let's see here, 48. Okay, so 48. It's got a strength of 5. 2 be a hit on the 8th. To be their first hit. And they've got to take a morale check. Okay. All right. Okay, they're firing here. They've got a strength of 3. They're in line. These units are just there. They're in line though. So it'll be just a strength of 3. 25. Say 25. Strength of 7. 5. Okay, that's going to be a cohesion hit. And I have to roll here. 1, 2, 3, it'll be the artillery unit. 4, 5, 6, it's the cavalry unit. 4th Cavalry, DM. Oh, they took a cohesion hit. Next. Oh, I'm passing up the artillery units here. Let's go back to the artillery units. All right, so this artillery unit here, well, they don't really have anybody to fire at. I could fire here, I guess. And even over here. That's too far away. 2, yeah. Fire here. That's 3 hexes away. With the flashes, it's going to be ineffective. Let's see, are they in column? Yeah, so they would get a 1, strength of 1. 3rd foot. Okay, I've got a strength of 10. Oh, I got a 1. All right, so that's a hit. So 2B. Let's see. Okay. And then here, they can fire there. One, 2 away. That's strength of 3. Flashes -1. Column +1. So we're going to be at 3. And that's 2nd foot. That's 12. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's 12. At 3. 2. 3, 12, a 1. That's going to be 2 hits. So 2 more hits on that unit. This unit will fire here. Well, Severs, I got a roll for him. Let's see. Yeah, because I got a anytime you get a cohesion hit, you have to roll for the leader casualty. So that's right there where this is at. So we roll to see if we get a 67 casualty. Got a 5, okay. All right, so now the horse artillery fires. 1, 2, 3. They've got a strength of 1. And okay, just out in the open. So, all right. strength of 3. Ooh, got a 1. That's a hit. And so do we hit the guns or the horses? 1, 2, 3, it's the guns. Nope, it's the horse. And they're going to be eliminated. Where are they at? Okay. That unit's eliminated. And we have both of these. Firing here. 1, 2, 3. They're in column. So that's going to be a strength of 2. Third, second foot. Okay, they've got a strength of 8. Roll 4. Okay, no effect. Same thing with the next one. Same result. I got a 5, so no effect. Now we can move over to this gun. Now we got to put a check morale here. So right here we've got these guns firing. So they can fire here or here. I guess we'll just fire straight ahead. So 1, 2, that's 3. But because of the trench, trench is -2. So they're going to be firing at a strength of 1. Okay, Davu's first foot. They don't have a strength of 2. They have to get a 1. Okay, no effect. And then we have this unit here. I'm going to fire here at these cavalry in column. That's going to be a +1. We're going to have a strength of 3 plus 1 is 4. First foot. So that'd be a strength of 8. Gun strength of 4. Roll a 4, that's a hit. A hit on a cavalry unit. Third Cavalry. fruits. Okay, we got to put a marker on them. All right, then over here, no one's within range. Over this way. Okay, we flip over to the Russian side. 1, 2, 3. They're in a town. That would only have a strength of 1. And in a town, that's -1, so no effect there. We got to go here. This will be the first. Let's see. Right there will be. Do they want to fire there? I think they want to fire straight ahead. This unit. All right, so that's a 2 hex range, so they're going to have a strength of 3. That's the middle number that runs along the top right of their counter. And the reserve artillery. First foot, strength of 13. Firing with strength of 3. 5. So that's a cohesion hit, so we've got to roll for possible leader. No. First foot. Davos. Okay. Next, this artillery unit. It's going to fire here. These guys in the woods. Well, yeah. I'm gonna have to check their morale. All right, so they're in the woods, but they're also in column. So that's -1 + 1. 2 X's away, strength of 3. And they have an overall strength of 13. Oh, I rolled a 6. Okay, that's no effect. Well, no, it's a cohesion hit. So 13 light. That's their second cohesion hit. Okay, this unit here is going to fire at these guys. Same thing in the woods, but in column. 2 X's away, they have a strength of only 2. I rolled a 1, and they have, let's see, 7, strength of 10. So 2 and 10, that's 1 hit. Okay, so 72nd. Well, no, they are in line. So it wouldn't be a strength of 2, it'd be a strength of 1. But that's still going to be a hit. And that's part of the maze. 72. So they have to check morale. Go here. Okay. It's going to be a strength of 2. Fourth Cavalry. They have a strength of 1. 5. No effect. Alright. This guy's facing the wrong way. Right here. These guys are not. Okay. Okay, so they've got a strength of 3. They're in line. That's his top right number. These guys are in column. So it's going to be +1. So that's going to be 3 plus 1 is 4. 2B. Eighth. They should have a check.
Unknown caller.
Check morale on them. So they don't have a strength of 7, but they're firing with a strength of 4. Well, 1. Strength of 4. No, strength of 7. That's 2 hits. 15 light. 15 light. Just took 2 hits. And they're going to have to check morale. Okay, then we move over to here. They got a strength of 1. No, they have a strength of 0, so they can't fire. Yeah. Now these guys can. Right here. They've got a strength of 4. They're in column. It's not the flank though. So they're going to have, let's see, but they're in woods. So it'd be just a strength of 4. 2, 3. Okay, strength of 8. Nothing. Okay. Now we go over to here. Strength of 3. They're in column. So now it's strength of 4. And they're 2B. I rolled a 1. That's going to be Strength of 5. 4. Okay, that's 1 hit. 1 hit on 1st Cavalry. First Cavalry. Okay. All right. I've got to take a morale marker. Okay, the next thing would be to go through and check all these morale markers. See if any units are going to be affected by combat, fire combat.